boys and girls, you ready for some science? First of all, you're going to need your notebook and a pencil and maybe your crayons. Let's see what happens, because scientists want to record what they do so they can remember and maybe change the experiment next time. First of all, what we're doing today on January 22nd is we're going ice fishing. These are the materials you're going to need, and you can pause the video and work on writing and recording in your notebook. First, I drew a glass, and in the glass I have put some cubes. I wrote the word ice. Then I made this little mark here, which makes me think of, can you read it? Ooh, what do you think? Water. It's water. This word here, it's just a swirl. It's a piece of string. And down here, these little tiny dots, they're hard to make them. They're so little. Salt. Those are the ingredients. So stop the video, write it down. If you're going to do it with us, you can get those things ready, but you don't have to do it with us. You do need to write it down. This is what I want to see. Okay, when you're ready, come on back. Well, this is what I've done. I have a glass, and I've put some ice cubes in it. My cubes are not cube shape, are they? But it doesn't matter what shape your ice cubes are. Isn't it funny that we call them cubes when mine are more like a half circle? But anyway, ice cubes. It doesn't matter how many. I put maybe 6 in there. Okay? Then you're going to take your water and you're going to fill the glass, not right to the top, but so that the ice is pretty close to the top. Okay? Now I decided, because I want you to be able to see this better, that I'm going to take a little bit of food coloring. Just to put in, oops, see what's happening? Just to put a couple drops in. Let me get a spoon. So that it will change color. And you'll be able to see the water a little bit better than when it's just clear. But you don't have to have food coloring. I chose blue because it reminds me of a nice warm ocean day. But this experiment is not about being warm. This is called ice fishing. Isn't that silly? So, you've got a piece of string. Now, mine is what we call jute. But you know what? This would be a good experiment. I don't know if it works with every kind of string or if it works with some better than others. You might want a piece of yarn, piece of string, piece of rope. I have a piece of jute. You could try different things. And I'm going to tip this so you can see my water. Now, the challenge is we're not really fishing in the ice. We're trying to pick up a piece of ice. Do you think you could do it? Without touching it with your fingers, could you pick up a piece of ice? Well, I've been trying for quite a while, and it's kind of tricky without touching it. But watch this. If I lay my string, I'm probably going to get it a little wet, on top, oops, sorry guys. I'm going to lay my string on top of the ice. Oh, you know, you probably want to make sure your string isn't quite as bent as mine. And then, in this little container here, I have some salt. Can you see it at the bottom? Okay. And I'm just going to take a few little sprinkles of salt. If you have it in a shaker, you could do that too. But I'm going to put the salt on top of my string. Now, I haven't experimented with this very much yet. I'm not sure how much I need, but I'm going to try. And, oh, can you see? Where I sprinkled the salt, now I can fish out the ice cubes. Wonder why that happened. interesting, isn't it? Let's see. I can take it off. Oh, it's really very stuck. I'm going to put it next to another ice cube. And I'm going to put in some more sprinkles of salt. Now your rope has to be touching your ice cube. And you have to leave it there for just a few seconds, not for very long, and be patient. Then I take the ends of my rope. Oops! I don't think I was patient enough. But I'm not going to give up. I'm going to try it again. I'm going to put it right back in there and touch another ice cube, or the same one. It doesn't matter. And we'll put some here. I want you to think about this, boys and girls. Why would salt make the ice cube stick to the rope? Well, have you ever noticed when a storm is coming? Let's see if it's ready, and then I'll finish my thought. Oh, I'm gonna wait a minute. Have you ever noticed when a storm is coming, the city goes out with their trucks and they prep the roads? They put a mixture of sand and salt. The salt is supposed to melt the ice. But here, the salt melted the ice. Oh, it's not working so good on this one, guys. Maybe I need a new piece. The salt is supposed to melt the ice, and and then it will kind of go away. But here, the salt melts the ice just enough, but because it's in ice cold water, it refreezes. And when it refreezes, oh my goodness, you know what? This is what happens on experiments. Sometimes it doesn't go so well. I'm going to cut another piece that's not wet. It's the same kind of rope. I'm going to lay it over here. And I'm going to put more salt. See what I can do. Can I fish for this ice? Will it work? Will it work? I'm determined. So the salt will melt the ice just a bit. Yeah, it's giving me a hard time right now. I think I'm going to try it with the water all the way to the top. Okay. Here's some more water. This time I didn't put I didn't put the food coloring in it, but it won't matter. I'm going to lay that there. Oops. You got to touch the ice. Yeah, the rope has to. It worked the first time we did it, didn't it? It melted just enough, and then it refreezes. Oh no, you know what happened? My ice cubes that ice cube was just too heavy. What a bummer, because that one was coming out. I could feel it. Could you see that my rope was getting tugged on? I could feel it. All right, let's see. Ooh, it melts a little bit of the ice. It refreezes. Finally. Look at that. It just takes a little bit of patience. Another thing I was interested in, and I'm going to get a plate. I started to think about it, and I wondered if I had a plate and ice cubes. I'm going to grab a couple. Oops. Here's 2 ice cubes. I wonder if I sprinkle my salt on them, if the ice will just melt like it does. It's supposed to melt, and you know it will melt because it's warm in the house. And I don't know if my string will pick up that. So I'm going to try it without the water. Wet my string a little. Put a little salt on top. I don't know. It's fun to be a scientist. Oh, look, it's almost there. Let's wait another second. Maybe it needs a little more water. This is what you call experimenting, trying things. And look at that. And if you look on my plate, there is a puddle. I think it's melting faster than it normally would because of the salt. So, the very last thing, once you're done kind of playing with all of this and experimenting and see how, like this one, maybe I'll do it again. See, I've got all these ideas now. Make sure you talk to moms and dads. And you don't shake salt all over your house because it makes a huge mess. But remember, the salt melts it just enough, then it refreezes. And when it refreezes, oh, you can pick up your ice cube. It's kind of fun now because I've got all these different things going on. All right? So when you're done, in your handy dandy science notebook, on the bottom, I want you to write what happened. Maybe you will write, I picked up an ice cube with the string. Maybe you will write, it didn't work for me. I don't know why. Maybe you'll write, all we had at my house was salt substitute, and it didn't work. All those answers are cool. They really are. So whatever happens, it's a good thing because you're trying different things. And that's what makes science fun. So can't wait to see your science notebook. All you need is your materials list. It doesn't have to look just like mine. And a sentence in your kid writing that says what happened. Don't worry if you're the only one who can read it. Tell somebody at your house what it says. Point to the way that you wanted it to be. That's kid writing. Have a great day, boys and girls.